far in that story that's why.
Where do you want it? Right here?
Yeah, I guess that's good.
You need me on here for you. I got you covered.
Hi, everybody. For those that don't know me, my name is Scott Aaron from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I first wanted to say thank you to Jimmy because when I got started with Isogenics 4.5 years ago, my first event was at Isogenics University in Phoenix. And this man actually opened up the room, and I'm like, who is this guy? And I mean, with the energy, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm obviously in the right place at the right time at the right company. And I haven't stopped since. For those that don't know my backstory, I used to own a health club, and I was a full-time busy personal trainer. Really busy, 70 to 80 sessions a week. Literally booked 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. every single day. I'm a single dad. I'm blessed to have his mom still in our life, so we split time. But he's my wife. He's the greatest teacher I have. He's 5 years old and just teaches me everything: patience, love, fun, getting over your fears. So he's my drive every single morning when I get up. And I just love the community that Philadelphia has built, and I've had a great relationship with everyone. I'm on Susan Sly's team. None of us are financially linked, but we've always done stuff together. But the one thing that I've really learned about this business is that your belief has to be stronger than anything else. So by a show of hands, how many people in here for certain, for sure, know that they are committed to Isogenics and they're never going to quit?
And feet.
And feet.
Or else I can't stand.
So, Jimmy has one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard, and the quote is, the only way that you fail is if you quit. And when I heard that in the very beginning, it just made sense. You just don't quit. How many people in here, by a show of hands, are a little bit unsure, uncertain that this is the right vehicle for them? And be honest. No one's going to judge. Perfect. So everyone is playing at a 10, right? By show of hands, everyone's a 10? Okay, good. So what I'm going to be talking about is actually one of my passions, and it's actually connecting. And in the very beginning, everyone's taught how to use Facebook. How many people are on Facebook? Show of hands. Really high. 1. There we go. Good. How many people are using any other social media forums outside of Facebook? Not Instagram, not Snapchat, not Insta Story, LinkedIn. Show of hands. How many people are on LinkedIn? Okay. So people might say I'm like the LinkedIn guru or something. I'm no guru. For me, when I went to my second university in action 2 years ago in Chicago, I remember seeing all the top leaders writing down on this board how many conversations they were having to get to where they were in the business. Thousands and thousands of conversations. And when I was thinking in my head, how many conversations I was having, belly to belly and Facebook was not going to get me to those numbers. 5, 6, 7, 8,000 conversations. So how many people here, by a show of hands, feel that since they've said yes, they've had over 1,000 conversations? Show of hands. 2,000. 3,000. I can keep going. So the big thing for me was, when I sat there, I started thinking, how can I get the law of numbers in my favor? Because that's what this is about. This is a numbers game. And when I was on Facebook doing what I'm doing, and I'm still doing Facebook, I found myself staring at my inbox, waiting for people to message me. I would make a post of before and after, see if we would engage, and I would get crickets. In the beginning, it was good. In the beginning, a lot of people were coming out of the woodwork. But I'm an inaction type of person. So then I started to take a notice, and I started studying how all these social media platforms work, what was getting engagement, how they can be used. And I was in Facebook jail 3 separate times. And it was a humbling experience. I learned a lot from it. And I was just waiting for something else to happen, because I was growing my list, and for me, I think one of the biggest things was I couldn't wrap my arms around focusing on a social media platform that only allowed you 5,000 connections. Because if you're going to build a network marketing business, you need unlimited connections, massive amounts of connections. Would you guys agree? Show of hands. Yes? So when I started to realize that I needed more connections, I was looking for other platforms. And with Twitter, I still don't even understand how Twitter works. Instagram is good, but it's all pictures, and it's a lot of hashtags, which I use. But I was also wanting to learn how to lead with this opportunity. I was really good at closing people on the products, because after they see enough transformations, they're messaging me, what's cellular cleansing? What's nutritional cleansing? What's this program all about? For all intents and purposes, it was a laydown sale for me. They're either ready or they're not. And the two biggest objections you hear from people are what? Money and third-party approval, husband, wife. Those are the two most common you're going to hear. So I wasn't getting frustrated with that. I now had to overcome all those objections. That just comes with the territory. But I was looking to reverse engineer everything. I was looking, and you guys, if you want to write some notes down, you can. I was looking to reverse engineer the whole way of prospecting, where it was still genuine, it was still authentic, it was still real, but the law of conversations were in your favor. So, unlike Facebook, LinkedIn, you have unlimited connections. So I went from 600 connections to 16,700 in a year and 10 months. And for those that have worked with me and I taught them LinkedIn, I'm not an anomaly. Anyone that uses LinkedIn the correct way, you will do that too. The other thing that I love about LinkedIn is that you don't have to wait for people to reach out to you. You do the reach out and touch. You reach out and touch. But here's the cool thing. It's completely opposite. So you need two types of leads. You need product user leads, Facebook, Instagram, and you need opportunity leads, where you're leading with the opportunity and you're still closing the same way everyone comes in, which is the products. So wouldn't you agree that there's people out there that not only are looking for a physical change, but people are looking for a financial change? Would you guys agree? Yes? So when I also realized this, I wanted to help people in another way. So when I prospect people on LinkedIn and they would like to get involved in the opportunity, I don't let them into my business. When they say, okay, I'm ready to start the business, and they ask me what the first step is, I tell them is not starting the business. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, if you don't fall in love with what I did and what I still am, which are the products and the experience, you're never going to share this with anyone. Because are you more likely to go to a restaurant that you know someone went to and they told you all about the meal, the experience, how it tasted, or a restaurant that someone read about in the magazine? The one they went to, right? So I say to the person simply, how would you feel if I was able to assist you personally with a program that fit your needs in the areas of healthy aging, weight loss, energy, and performance, where if you saw a change, you felt a difference, you saw a difference, you would then want to share it with others. How could I personally assist you? Does that all make sense? So they're still coming into it for the products, but they're having the opportunity in the back of their mind. They're waiting for that aha moment. The other thing about LinkedIn is that it gives you the innate ability to connect with people that are the mirror image of you. And this is what I mean by that. So Susan Sly, when she was mentoring me in the beginning, she told me that I have to look in the mirror every single day and ask myself, how am I going to recruit me today? And in the beginning, because I'm a health and wellness professional, it's easy for me to talk to personal trainers. It's easy for me to talk to gym owners and sports nutritionists because that's what I did for 19 years. But for the everyday person, they don't know what a personal trainer goes through in their daily life. They don't know the stress, the anxiety, the lack of money. When people cancel, they don't get paid. What scared me into saying yes to this opportunity was the fact that if I got sick or injured, I had no means of income. And when I talk to trainers, I ask them that question. If you got sick, or God forbid, injured, and you could not train anymore, what would you do for money? And most of the time they say, I haven't thought about that. And then I'll say, well, now that you are, what would you do? And then they go, I don't know. And then I feel that. So you want to connect with, build rapport with, and talk to the mirror image of you. If someone's an accountant, you should not be connecting with a personal trainer. If someone's a nurse practitioner, you shouldn't be talking to a massage therapist. How many teachers do we have in here? Accountants, doctors, lawyers. So what you guys have to understand, your business blueprint, the way that you know how to earn income, is a story that you can share with someone else that might be struggling the way that you were before you said yes to this opportunity. Does that make sense? Yep. Yes? So when you can build your story around why you said yes to this opportunity, don't you feel that that person would be more open, receptive, and relatable to what you're sharing? So when you can connect with the mirror image of you, and here's the thing, how many people in here, by a show of hands, are afraid to talk to people they don't know? Show of hands. Okay. So the reality of the situation is, if you're going to be a network marketer, it's going to require you to talk to people you don't know. Because if you just stay in that little circle of the people that you're comfortable talking to because they might not judge you or give you a weird answer, you're just going to stay right there. I call it the treadmill effect. If you're on the treadmill the whole time, are you actually going anywhere? No. You got to get off the treadmill. You got to get out there and talk to people. And for me, I was trying to do this by going from coffee date, lunch date, coffee date, lunch date, but I found that these hour appointments were turning into 3-hour appointments, and they would maybe even say no at the end. And now, with the ability that you guys have with LinkedIn, you can set up as many calls as you want. But you have to be genuine. You have to be authentic, because if Facebook shut down tomorrow, and this is a hypothetical, it's not shutting down tomorrow.
Anxiety there for a minute.
If Facebook shut down tomorrow, by a show of hands, how many people would be seriously worried about how they would enroll people? Show of hands. Let's go up here. Okay, good. These are the things that you guys have to think about. Where is my next conversation going to come from? You know, how am I going to build a bigger network? Because people are on LinkedIn for 2 reasons. You can write this down. Number one is to network with people they don't know. And 2, to find ways to increase their income. The average income of someone active on LinkedIn is $70,000 a year. There's 480 million people globally. I've been enrolling people in the UK and Canada because of LinkedIn. You can search by country. You can search by city or state. So if people want to build a global team, Facebook may give you the capability, but typically Facebook is a representation of where you went to high school, college, where you grew up, where you live now. Would you guys agree? Mm-hmm. So how would it feel to be using a platform that allowed you to expand that, to go global, to go national, to build teams everywhere? Would that be good? Mm-hmm. That's what's out there. You know, the funny thing is, when I hear people start on LinkedIn and then they stop, it's not working, I'm not having any conversations, or I'm not enrolling anyone. Has anyone stopped using Facebook? No. And it may not be working the way that it was in the beginning, but it's automatic now. We're just taught to use it, right? So this is just another method. If you have one lead source, and it's mostly for product users, you need to cater a lead source to that 15%, 85% of most network marketing companies that have a product, good, or service, are product users. And we love our product users. But we're also looking for that 15%. The 15% that are ready to run with you. That are ready to build a team. That are going to commit to calls. That are going to share this with as many people as possible. So, you need the product users because you want to get these products because you'll have those people that step forward that want to do this business. But this is an opportunity as well. Someone might not want to lose weight, but they might want to increase their income. They could be hurting. And I always, there was a great audio that I listened to called The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Has anyone listened to that? If you haven't, so the book is only 36 pages. And Earl Nightingale used to actually walk from neighborhood to neighborhood and knock on doors, and he would ask people, what are you currently doing right now to increase your income? And they wouldn't have an answer. Because if they have a job, they're basically banking on that holiday bonus or that increase at the end of the year. I ask that question to people now. What are you doing right now outside of what you're currently doing to increase your income? How would it feel to have an additional stream of income that is based on helping others? The other thing is you guys have to get clear, extremely clear, on the people you're looking to attract. And there's an exercise that I do with my team. It's called the top 10 and the final 5. And you guys can write this down. So what you want to do on a piece of paper is you want to write down the top 10 attributes that you require someone to have that you want to run with. Someone that's open, coachable, positive, motivated, things like that. Does that make sense? Directly across from that, you're going to write the top 10 attributes that you don't want someone to have. Negative, closed off, broke thoughts, those types of things. Does this make sense so far? Mm-hmm. Underneath that, you want to draw a line. And I call this the final 5. The final 5s are your absolute non-negotiables. So the 5 attributes they must have. For me, it's open, coachable, driven, motivated, and entrepreneurial spirit. Those are my 5. And then there's the not top 5. The 5 that, those are the repellents. Now, here's the interesting thing. When you go through this exercise, what I have found is those attributes that you write down, that you want for people to have in your business, you're describing yourself. So you know who you are. You just have to step into what you want to achieve. And this is network marketing. This is work. It's the best job you'll ever have in your entire life. For me, I went from a business where I had $14,000 a month of overhead between leases, between my employees, payroll, landlord. Now I just have me and my desk at my apartment. And it's amazing. And this doesn't have to be the vehicle that's the end-all be-all. You don't have to retire from what you're doing. But it's also a great thing to have an additional $15,000 to $20,000 residually coming in outside of what you're doing. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
So you can make this vehicle whatever you want, but this requires conversations. How am I on time?
Good.
Am I good?
3 minutes?
Okay. No pressure.
5 minutes? Whatever you want, Scott. It's good content. Keep going.
Thank you. So, why I'm so passionate about this, not just LinkedIn, but just the profession itself, is that the more clear you guys become with your vision of what you want to achieve, the less likely you're going to stop. It's when you don't know where you're going, that's when you just start spinning in circles. So I tell people, if you wake up every morning and you put that blindfold on, you're going to bump into walls, you're going to get cuts, bruises, broken bones. And after you hit enough walls, what do you end up doing? You just stand still. And you're not going anywhere. See, You got to take the blindfolds off. You got to turn the lights on. You got to see where you're going. There's going to be people that are not going to support you. There are going to be people that think you are crazy, you are nuts. But we all know what the definition of crazy is doing it's insanity. It's doing the same thing every day expecting something to change. It's not going to happen. You know, I've made a lot of changes in my life. My circle of influence is absolutely the number one thing I changed. If you surround yourself with broke, unhappy, miserable, non-expansive thinking people, what do you think you're going to become? The same exact thing. And here's the thing. I know, by show of hands, how many people in here have someone like that I just described? Everyone's hand should go up. We all have. Joe, come on. At some point, right? At some point.
Yeah, at the beginning, yeah.
At some point.
I've weeded them all.
Right. No, but you laugh, but that's exactly right. This is my family now. Like, I love all of the friends that I've made over the years. I love the people I grew up with. I still get together with them every once in a while. But if you're not surrounding yourself as much as you can with people that are doing this, like, this is content you're not going to hear. I mean, you came down from Lancaster, you came to the event last night, you're here tonight.
No excuses.
But it's no excuses.
Yeah.
So by a show of hands, and I want you guys to be really, really honest, not with me. I want you guys to be honest with yourselves. How many of you guys want this? Show of hands. The fact of the matter is, every single one of us can do what Jimmy did. The compensation plan is set up for every single one of us to do that. The only thing stopping you from achieving what Jimmy has, from what you have not, is your belief meter. If you keep thinking about the past and things that have already happened, you live in anxiety. If you keep thinking about the future, what if, you live in fear. The only time we can control is right now. So every day, you all have the beautiful, beautiful opportunity to create the life that you deserve every time you open your eyes. It's a gift. And it took me a while to realize that. And I practice gratitude every single day, just like Kristen said. Every day. Every day. And it's something I do with my son. Before I put him to bed, he tells me 3 things that he's grateful for.
Me too.
I've been doing it since he was 2.5, since he could really verbalize. But I'm ingraining that in his DNA now to feel grateful, whether it's his fish or the poop in the toilet, whatever it is. He's grateful for the poop in the toilet. It's fine. It's good. He's being grateful. So I'm going to leave you with this. The noise never goes away. It never goes away. It's always there. The naysayers are always going to be there. The negative people are always going to be there. The people that don't believe you are always going to be there. It's up to you. That's it. So you have to start thinking expansively to live expansively. Get on LinkedIn. Continue. Facebook Live also is a goal of mine. Who is not doing Facebook Live by a show of hands? Who's not? Okay, so I know it's uncomfortable, but I'm telling you right now, if you really want to start impacting people in this world, you have to be vulnerable. People have to see you getting uncomfortable. I did a Facebook Live yesterday where I told people how I went from a millionaire at 24 to 1.6 million in debt 2.5 years later. And when I had to file bankruptcy. But everyone sees me here. And then people get upset and they feel sad. No. I'm still standing. I'm still here. I haven't quit. started yet. So we're all born with the same skills and abilities. All you have to do is follow the examples of the people that are doing it right now, and you guys will achieve the same thing. So if you guys want to connect with me, you can shoot me a message on Facebook. I'd be happy to chat with you. Thank you for your time.